Hi everyone. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for checking out my video. And I decided to do a tag, and it's the this or that tag. And here on my phone I have the questions. It's 13 questions, and I hope you enjoy, and leave a comment below, or you can do your own video response answering these tag questions. So I tag you. You're it. So anyway, the first question is audio or book in hand, and I actually prefer having the book in my hand because I don't know, I just like it. I like being able to flip through the pages and also to be able to set it down. And I really like when I'm reading the book to like look at the cover. I don't know, I always, even if I'm like almost done with the book, I always look at the cover of the book. So I'd rather have the book in my hand. And also audiobooks kind of make me fall asleep. Like I tried listening to audio before and I was like, and I'm like, oh wait, you know, then like have to rewind, all this kind of stuff. And but actually something that I did do was I had the book and the audio. When I was reading Pride and Prejudice, I listened to the audio as I was reading along, and I actually liked that. So I don't know if that counts for anything, but I liked doing that. Soft cover or hardback? It depends. If I saw on the shelf a hardcover book and a softcover book, I probably would pick the softcover book because it's cheaper. But I like the hardcover books because I like the feel of them, and they feel really I don't know, like really special. And I think that only for books that are like really worth it does it make sense to really get the hardcover as opposed to softcover. So if it's a book that I know is going to be really good, or if I can't wait to get it in softcover, like Divergent, I couldn't wait to get it in softcover, so I have the hardcover version of it. Fiction or non-fiction? I really like fiction books. So fantasy worlds or real life issues? I would definitely choose fantasy because I really like how the authors just think about a totally different world, and you know how the people are in the different worlds, and how there are different people in that world, how there are different parts of their little society, their little town and stuff like that. It's really cool, and it takes like a lot of thought to get into that. And I know probably everybody has kind of experienced this. If you try to write like your own story, whenever I try to write my own story, they always lead towards like the fantasy life, where I'm creating like these mythical creatures and stuff. So I would definitely choose fantasy. I do like real life issue books, but a lot of the real life issue books that I tend to read are very heavy, and they always make me cry. And it's not even like, oh, there's a little tear coming out. No, it's like crying hysterically to the point that I can't breathe. And I'm like, oh my god, this book is so crazy, and it's like, you know, just real things that happen to people, and I feel like I can't handle that sometimes. So yeah, that's why I don't really like real life issue books too much, but I do like them. Harry Potter or Twilight? Harry Potter, duh, you know. I mean, like, how long has it been since Harry Potter first came out, and like now the movies aren't out anymore, no more books, and I'm still obsessed. I have like, I don't know, I just love Harry Potter. Kindle, iPad, or other? I have other, have a Nook. I have the Nook Simple Touch. I don't have the one with Glow Light because I was too impatient to wait for it to come out. So I have the Simple Touch, and I really like it because it's little and cute, and it fits in my bag, and I could take it out and I could do like little highlights and stuff like that, which I think you could do on the other ones too, but that's the one I have, is the Nook. Borrow or buy? Well, I'd rather buy the book because I like having the book and it being mine. Like, this is my book, I own this book, you know, I can do whatever I want with it. Whenever I borrow a book, it depends, because sometimes if I'm borrowing a book or someone gives me a book and it's like messed up, like if the spine is messed up really bad, then I'm like, I can't read this. Which I know that's kind of like maybe a little dumb, but I'm just like, I can't read it. The way I grew up with, when I grew up with books, is that you have to just treat it like a baby, you know, and to really not damage it. And if I have a damaged book that I borrowed or someone gave to me, I just like, I can't even like look at it. It drives me nuts. So I rather just have my own book, and I can just do whatever I want with it, and like I don't dog in the pages. So like whenever I see that, I'm just like, why would you do that? And also, if I really like the book, I don't want to give it back. So yeah, I'd rather buy bookstore or online. I've only just recently started buying books online, but I'd rather go in the bookstore and actually pick out the book, because I can see the cover, I can see how thick it is, and I could really you know, read the synopsis, and also I could just take my time and relax. And looking for the book, I sometimes feel like finding a book online is a little frustrating, unless it's like something that was recommended to me and I know for sure it probably will be really good. Then if that's the case, I could get it offline. But usually I get something offline if I can't get it in the store. I can't have it sent to the store or something like that, then I'll get it offline. But then also, I don't like having to wait for a package to come. Like when I order it, I want it that day. But that doesn't happen, you know, you have to wait a couple of days. So I'm like, when's my package coming? And then the next one is tell me one time or a total trilogy. Well, I like both. It depends on what kind of book it is. If it's like a regular fiction novel, usually they don't continue on, and it's fine the way it ended or whatever, and I don't need more. Like, I don't need more of those characters. But then when it's like certain books, like the fantasy books and stuff, I need more. Like, you can't just stop there. You gotta continue. What's happening next? What's going on next? It's like Divergent. Oh my gosh, you should have saw me when, after I finished reading Divergent, I could not wait for Insurgent to come out. And it was really good that I read Divergent like 2 months or so before Insurgent came out, so I didn't have to wait like a whole year like other people. And I was just like talking about it like crazy. Like, what's gonna happen? You know, I was talking about it with my friends, like what we thought was gonna happen next, because you know they all read it too. And and so I was like, I need to read Insurgent now. And yeah, so it depends. Monster read or short and sweet? See, like with all these questions, I'm like, it depends, or I like both. I always have a hard choosing, you know, just one thing out of something. But like Harry Potter, the last, you know, Harry Potter books, they were monster reads, right? And well, this is just the first two that weren't, but you know, they were monster reads, and I loved it. Like, I could not put it down. I could not, like, I couldn't move. I had to be right there reading the book at the kitchen table. That's where I just like sat there reading the book. You know, I didn't even go to sleep because I was like, I gotta know what happens, you know. And I really enjoyed reading those really thick books. And there's another book like Anna Karenina. What? That big? The version I have of the book is very thick, and that book is so good. I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, you know, just get so lost into it. So if it's a really good book, then I don't mind if it's a monster read. But if it's like boring and getting on my nerves and I've been reading for a couple of chapters, then I don't like it. And if I read a lot of monster reads, a lot of thick books, I kind of like to like wind down by reading a small book, just to like relax with reading. And sometimes it's just a little refreshing to read these smaller short books. So yeah. And also, I hate to admit this, but I was a little bit behind on my Goodreads challenge, so then I started reading like really small books to like catch up. Starry-eyed romance or full of action? It depends on what genre it is. If it's fantasy and adventure, I want full on action. I want, like, you know, the Hunger Games when they were in the games and it was like kill or be killed, you know, full on crazy action. But if it's like, you know, fiction novel or like paranormal romance, then I want to see the romance, you know, not with the fighting. Or you can balance it, but it depends on the type of book that it is. Like if I'm reading a fantasy book, the romance sometimes it's like gets on my nerves, you know. I'm just like, please, you're dying here. You know, like no time for a kiss, you're dying here. Okay. Curl up in your snuggie or bathe in the sun? This is, once again, I like both. I like, well, I don't have a snuggie. I have a regular blanket because that's what a snuggie is anyway. Snuggie's kind of weird, but anyway. I like curling up in my blanket and reading a book. It's very relaxing and it's just very cool, you know. But I also do like reading books outside, but it depends how hot it is. Like if it's like really hot, I'm sorry, I can't read the book because I'm like, it's so hot. Like it's too hot. You get in air condition. And then also the sun kind of makes me fall asleep. So I'll be like, you know, outside reading the book, I'm like dozing on. I'm like, oh, this makes me fall asleep. I can't read this book right now. But then also when you curl up in your blanket, that makes you fall asleep too. Like I have to be sitting in the chair. Like I can't lay on my bed because I'm gonna be knocked out. I have to be sitting in a chair. Hot chocolate or latte? I like both. I like hot chocolates because they're super delicious, and yeah, and I love having marshmallows in the hot chocolate. And hot chocolate you could just make at home. So when you're at home getting ready to read your book or whatever, or curl up in your little blanket, then you could, you know, have your hot chocolate. But I really like lattes, and right now for the fall, my favorite latte, not like I've tried all of them, but anyway, is the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. That latte is so good. Whoa, boy. It's so delicious. And then, you know, you have to get whipped cream. You can't just have it plain. Ugh. But like with the whipped cream, I love whipped cream. So good. Hot chocolate with whipped cream too, but I don't get hot chocolate from Starbucks. Ugh. It's like yeek. So let me just scan. Okay, I answered all of the questions, so yay! So if you guys like this video, thank you. And I would like to hear your little responses and whatever you have to say. And you could do a response video to this because I tag you. And I would like to see what you guys have to say about this or that book tag. See you later. Bye. Oh, sorry, I have to get close.